Good evening and welcome. Welcome to the Candidate Forum hosted by the League of Women Voters of DeKalb County in partnership with WNIJ. My name is Catherine Williams and I'm with the League of Women Voters up in McHenry County. The League of Women Voters is a nonpartisan organization that neither supports nor opposes candidates or parties for any office. The League's purpose is to promote political responsibility through an informed and active participation of citizens in the government. Providing this forum allows citizens to become better informed about the issues facing your community and to be better acquainted with the candidates that are running for office. We're happy to provide this service to the community. The League of Women Voters is not responsible for verifying the accuracy of the statements that the candidates make in this forum. Questions from the League and from the community members have been collected before the forum and were screened for duplications. We made sure they were clear and appropriate for the office being discussed. The candidates have not been provided these questions before the forum. The candidates agreed to the ground rules that no voice, image, or other duplication of the forum may be used in any other candidate's representative or campaigning or any advertising. The forum is available on several different NIJ platforms, including Facebook Live. I've been asked to announce that WNIJ reserves the right to mute comments from persons who do not follow WNIJ's social media policy. The forum is among the candidates seeking positions for DeKalb County Board number 8. By participating in this forum, all the candidates have agreed to abide by the rules set forth in the forum. Each candidate will present a 1-minute introductory statement in order alphabetical. Then the questions will be asked by each candidate and they'll have 1 minute to respond in alternating order. Closing statements will be also 1 minute. An electronic timer will be used and the candidates will strictly adhere to that timer. Let's have our candidates please turn on their microphones and videos. Great and welcome. Candidates, make sure you keep a watch on that timer. When it reaches 0, please finish your sentence, but then you must stop. The 4 candidates for tonight's District 8 forum are Chris Porterfield, Michelle Pickett, Diane Leifheit, and William Bill Cummings. Now, we'll start with 1-minute opening statements, and we'll start alphabetical. Mr. Cummings.
Thank you, Kate. And I want to thank the League and WNIJ for sponsoring this event. I think this is very important to help get the word out to everyone from both sides, frankly, the 4 candidates here. Now, 4 of us are running in District 8. 2 of us will be elected. It could be 1 from each party. It could be 2 from one party, the way that it works. And not everybody knows right off how exactly how the election for districts in the county board work. I was elected 2 years ago to the county board, and I found it to be a fascinating, very informative and educational experience. I never really understood before how a county worked, and I never really knew about all the things that a county does for us as citizens of DeKalb County. And so it's really been a great experience for me. But I think I've also been able to do some things that are pretty good
Thank you.
along the way.
All right, Diane, a 1-minute opening statement, please.
Yeah, I'm Diane Leifheit. I've been on the board for 2 terms and also in District 8, although we all got redistricted this year, so we're all finding our new boundaries. I'm like Bill, I've been on many boards over the years, and this is one of the most interesting boards I've been on. I think people have to remember that it's a large board. It's broken into groups of committee members, and you take care of your committees and you bring it before the whole board. I'm currently on the Finance Committee and I'm Chairman of Law and Justice. And I like those committee assignments that I've got right now. So I'm running out of time. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Michelle.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank the League of Women Voters and WNIJ for sponsoring these forums. My name is Michelle Pickett. I am running as a candidate for District 8. I currently serve on the board. I was appointed to the board in early this year in January. And I currently serve on the Forest Preserve Committee as well as the Health and Human Services Committee. And I've definitely learned a lot about our county in just a short amount of time and have very much enjoyed service on the board. I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois, but have lived in DeKalb County for over 25 years. I currently work at NIU as Director of the Academic Advising Center. And so I'm very committed to really being a voice of people and being able to bring the issues of the community to the county and find good resolutions to challenges. Thank you.
Thank you. Chris, 1 minute.
Sure. Hello, my name is Chris Porterfield. I was on the county board from 2015, very beginning of the year, till 2020, the very end of the year. And I forgive Bill for beating me in 2020. Anyway, I came here in 71 as a transfer student, met my wife here. We've lived here almost all the time since 71. I retired from NIU, and my wife retired from Rockford University. She was an English professor and a poet. When I was on the county board, like Michelle, I was on Forest Preserve Committee and I was on Health and Human Services. I chaired Health and Human Services for probably 2 years. I was on Economic Development for a fairly short time.
All right. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Well, now we'll get into the questions and we'll start with you, Diane. 1 minute. What relevant experience do you bring to this office?
I've served on many boards over the years, and this one is structured differently. I'm a lifelong resident of DeKalb County. I grew up in Waterman, and I've lived in DeKalb many years. And each board has its own personality, I think. The interesting thing about the county board is you've got a very, very diverse set of people. There's 24 people, 24 histories, 24 connections, and to bring that all together and make decisions has been an interesting journey. I've enjoyed being on the board, and even after this number of years, I find it very, very interesting. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Michelle. Same question. What relevant experience do you bring to this board?
Well, I've worked in public higher education for over 20 years. And I've also worked in with areas like Opportunity House for a number of years, working with adults with disabilities. And I think that being in those environments have helped me to learn how to first understand people and find effective solutions to problems, being able to listen and get to the heart of what the matter is, if there's a challenge, and find effective solutions. So I think that that's really a good quality that's transferable in terms of working with the county board. We've had a couple of challenges already over this past year with the nursing home. And so being able to listen to the voice of the of residents, folks who are in the community who live in the home, being able to try to find some resolutions to issues that are hard is something that I bring to the county, the board.
Great, thank you. Chris, 1 minute. What relevant experience do you bring to this office?
As I mentioned before, I was on the county board, so I think that's fairly relevant. I've also been on a number of other boards. I've been on the board from Stagecoach on and off since 1980. And I'm on the Tails board now. I agree, what was said earlier, this is a very different kind of board. And when you're at the university for 33 years, that kind of becomes your little area. But it's really nice on the county board because there are all different kinds of people. And I really appreciated having the opportunity to meet and work with a lot of other people. Last thing, my graduate work is in counseling. The thing with counseling is listening. And I'm a good listener, and I like to work with people and work together with them to come up with a solution.
Good, thank you. And Bill, final, what relevant experience do you bring to this office? Oops, Bill, you're muted.
Take care of that. Thank you. I've been in higher education for 40 years, 30 of them at NIU, where I retired a few years ago. I taught accounting. I have 3 degrees in accounting. I'm also a CPA in Illinois, although I never practiced as a CPA, but passed the exam. I'm sorry, my dog. Hey, quiet. But I too have been on a number of boards and commissions, and now usually because of my financial experience, that's why I get put on boards, because they always want somebody who understands finance, and it has been very useful on the county board to have a financial knowledge and financial background, budgeting and so on. In fact, my PhD dissertation was in budgeting, so. Had a lot of relevant experience over the years. Thank you.
Great, thank you. All right, second question, and Michelle, we'll start with you. What do you see as a major challenge currently facing the county board, and how will you work to resolve that?
I think a couple of challenges that will be to maintain a balanced budget, and also to make sure that we continue to provide quality services to our residents, given the increased cost of things with inflation. And I think really keeping in mind our residents and understanding, again, what the being able to hear multiple voices in terms of what the challenges are, and thinking about how to find creative solutions is something that I definitely feel that I can bring to the board and have done so. I think my work, even working in higher ed, there are times when there are so many different challenges and competing challenges, and really trying to find effective solutions is something that I have done for many years in the work that I've done in higher ed. And I think I can continue to bring that to the board.
Thank you. Chris, second question. What do you see as major challenges currently facing the county board, and what would you work to resolve them?
I think the 2 things that come to mind first are solar and DeKalb County Rehabilitation and Nursing Services. Credit first to Bill, who worked with somebody else in the county board to research what to do with the DeKalb County Nursing and Rehabilitation. I'm hoping that decision is not passed, that we can revisit that and think about that. I think there's a final vote still coming up on that. I think there's a real feeling in the county that we want to keep that. We don't want that privatized, but we'll see what happens. The second thing is solar. A lot of credit to the zoning committee in the past, especially Steve Favor, for the work they did earlier on solar. And I think we've got a good, I'm out of time. Sorry about that.
Thank you. Diane, what do you see as major challenges currently facing the county board? How would you work to resolve them?
The things that they've mentioned are currently hot topics. The nursing home, of course, is, and I think the Safety Act that was passed in Springfield, we're looking at that now. I'm on Law and Justice, and we're in a unique position in DeKalb. We've had pretrial services that are recognized all over the country for a long time, and we have good judges here. So it probably won't impact us as much as it will maybe Cook County and other parts of the state, but that's a current hot topic. Solar is interesting now but we went through the same steps with wind power. Anything new is always suspect. A lot of people don't want it in their backyard, and that's.
All right, thank you. All right, Chris, we'll start with you. Third question. Do you support or oppose climate change mitigations for DeKalb County, like solar farms and wind turbines? Please explain your answer.
Sure. I very much support climate mitigation proposals. There's a lot of the devil's in the detail kind of an issue. So I'm very much in favor of wind turbines and solar, but it's a matter of figuring out exactly how we're going to do it. In the case of wind turbine, in our discussion, we went a little bit too far in trying to restrict it, and I think maybe we discouraged it a little too much. I think we're doing much better on solar. I'm in favor of the 12,000 acre rule, although I'd like to hear more discussion about that. I'm sure there are other kinds of climate mitigation things we can do. Saving on power, turning off lights, Jimmy Carter telling us to put on a sweater, things like that. There's probably other things we can do too. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. And then Bill.
Yes.
Do you support or oppose climate mitigations for DeKalb County, like solar farms and wind turbines?
Yes, I do. I do support those. I'm of the opinion that the solution to the energy situation that we face in this country and the world is all of the above, except fossil fuels. Of course, we are definitely going to have to phase out fossil fuel use to produce electricity. And so, we here in DeKalb County, we have two methods of producing green energy: windmills, wind turbines, as Chris mentioned, and then solar panels is now the growing method. We have passed some limits on how big our solar farms can get. Right now, it's fairly modest, as Chris mentioned, 12,000 acres. It may get bigger over time, but we'll see.
All right. All right. And Diane, you want me to repeat the question?
Diane,
Are we still on?
Yes.
I don't think she heard you.
Yes, repeat the question. Did we get out of order? Bill, did you get skipped one time around?
Oh, Michelle, did I skip you?
I think you skipped Bill on a previous question.
Prior question.
Well, that was the dog barking. So,
Not a problem.
all right, we'll start with you, Bill. Question number 4. The city of DeKalb estimates new industrial properties to have equalized value of approximately $28 million. This could bring approximately $9.6 million in new revenue for the county board to allocate. How would you like to see these funds utilized? And because it's a long question, I'm going to repeat it for each one of you.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
Bill?
Well, one thing to keep in mind is the cost of everything is going up. As I know someone mentioned, inflation, and the inflation issue is probably not going to go away in the short run. So some of that money obviously is going to get used just to pay higher prices for things. Certainly, we need to keep in mind that expansion of our industrial base is what really is going to help solve the high property tax problem. in the long run. And that's something that we're, I think, pretty much all in favor of, economic growth, but it has to be done in a manageable way. For instance, infrastructure. It will require us to add some infrastructure things, roads, sewers, water, and so on. So some of that money is going to get spent for that. And of course, law enforcement too is another, justice is certainly an item.
All right, good. Diane, we'll go to you with the fourth question. The city of DeKalb estimates a new industrial property to have an equalized value of $28 million. This could bring $9.6 million of new revenue for the county board to allocate. How would you like to see these funds utilized?
I heard this question on a previous night, and the 28 million that you're talking about are the new constructions in DeKalb. Those are protected for a number of years, so that money will come very slowly. But right now, whenever you have money, you find a way to spend it, it seems like. There's a couple of pet things I like. We still need some remodeling done on the existing courthouse. We had the money for it about 2 years ago. We had the plans for it. And then this nursing home went south, and all our extra money and all our little savings accounts for new equipment and upgrading computers, we've wiped them out now. So I think it's going to take a while to get, we have a balanced budget and we can pay our bills, but I think it's going to take a while to think about new income and how we'd use it.
All right, good. Michelle, fourth question. The city of DeKalb estimates new industrial properties to have an equalized value of $28 million. This could bring in approximately $9.6 million in new revenue for the county board to allocate. How would you like to see those funds utilized?
Well, as Diane alluded to, there are some funds that have been depleted due to helping to shore up the nursing home. So looking to replenish those funds so that we can have more money in those areas to make sure that we're covering county services, but also looking to see how we can, again, maintain quality services and programs. I think looking at what we can do for services like mental health services in the county, I think is something that is very necessary. I think we can look to strengthen and build those services, but also just really looking at what needs we have, if it's the county courthouse, or making sure that our services are strong, because again, as taxpayers, we're paying for those services and we want to make sure that we have really strong quality services available to us.
Good, thank you. And Chris, final question. You want me to repeat it again?
No, that's okay. I was at the university when we were having lots of budget rescissions, as was Michelle, and as was Bill too, for that matter. If you're going to ask people to think about giving money back, and you're going to ask them what they want to do, what they want to give back, or where they want the money to come from, you do the same thing when you have more money. I would like to see proposals coming from lots of department chairs, or not chairs, department heads at the county on what they want money for. Now, my own little preference is human services and technology, but I'm sure that we could get advice from all kinds of different people at the county on where they think they could use a little extra money. And I'd want to go to those people first.
All right, thank you. All right, those are our 4 questions. And now we'll go to closing statements, and we'll do it in reverse order. So we'll do Chris, Michelle, Diane, and Bill. So Chris, 1 minute closing statement.
Wow. So I want to thank, again, the League of Women Voters and WNIJ for putting this on. I really appreciate the opportunity, and I hope the voters out there have learned something about me and about all of us tonight. And now you need to go out and vote. And it's very important to vote. It's a civic duty. It's a right and a responsibility. So I want everybody to go out and do that. I'm hoping you'll vote for me, and I'm hoping you'll vote for me and Michelle, but that's not as important as just getting out there and voting. So please, everybody, go out and vote, because I want to get back on the board and represent you, as does Michelle. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Michelle, 1 minute closing.
Thanks, Kate. I just want to again thank the League of Women Voters and WNIJ for inviting me to participate. I think these types of forums are very important and to inform voters of all the candidates that are running. As Chris said, I would like to definitely retain my seat on the county board. And I want to do that not just because of an interest. I think I am a person who is the voice of the people in a sense of understanding what their needs are and continuing to learn how to understand what the needs are. I don't claim to know everything about the board. I don't claim to know everything about DeKalb County, but I'm definitely willing to learn. And I also want to really be able to look at how we can ensure that we are continuing to build inclusive communities that have strong economic stability. So again, the services that we are looking to have in our area are provided and provided well. So as Chris said, make sure you go out and vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Diane.
In closing, I just want to say I've really enjoyed being on the board. I hope to continue, but we have a lot of very good board members, and we have very, very good staff on the county level. I've heard in some people say about transparency. I don't think there's any organization I've been involved with that you can't find out more that you want almost about the county. Everything's online, all the minutes of all the meetings. If people put in the time, they can learn just about everything. When we talked about the county board, which actually has, or the county nursing home, there were 23 public meetings about that. And then people say, well, we didn't know anything was happening. If you pay attention, all of us, you can learn these things. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And Bill, 1 minute closing.
Yes, again, I want to thank the league and my three fellow candidates for being here tonight. This is an important election. You asked earlier about important issues, and solar and the nursing home came up. I think we're doing some good things with solar. I think we're also handling a difficult situation in the nursing home. And I know a lot of people are concerned about, well, why might the nursing home be sold? Unfortunately, we had some poor management of it, and it resulted in a very serious financial drain. And we, unfortunately, probably the only way to solve it is to sell it to an outside operator. But I know that's not a popular thing. The other thing I want to mention is I think our county is basically well run. I think we have fair and honest elections, which is very important. And please come out and vote, and if possible, vote for me and for Diane.
Thank you very much. Well, our time for this forum is completed now. Your participation as a candidate and as a voter is essential to preserving our freedom and our country. For more information, visit the nonpartisan website, illinoisvoterguide.org, where there's a recording of this forum, and it'll be posted on each candidate's page. If you're joining us on Zoom, the webinar will end after this forum. If you'd like, join us for the next webinar. You'll just sign back on and use the same link. Remember to vote on or before November 8th. We thank the candidates, the Voter Service Committee, and WNIJ for organizing this forum. Thank you and good night.
Hi, everyone.